everyone, and welcome to the show. And today I am very excited. Today I have a special, beautiful, inspirational, and an absolutely wonderful personality sitting next to me, Nassima, who is in the wellness and health and a business coach. And she has a background of the real estate and still is in the industry, and wearing many caps and being in the beautiful center city of Dubai for a very long time. I would like Nassima to introduce herself and share her journey. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you for having me. Well, it's a long journey. So, as I just mentioned to you, I've been in Dubai for nearly 26 years. So I came to Dubai as a fresh graduate. I can remember it was November 99. I came with, on a one-way ticket, Turkish Airlines from Scotland, and just came on an adventure to see where I would end up. And within 2 days, I had a job in recruitment. So that was my first job, and it was amazing because at that point in time, there was no social media. There wasn't many ways to meet people. But through recruitment, I ended up meeting many friends, making many friends that are still my friends till today.
Wow. And 26 years in the UAE, that is just amazing. It's just like, and then being in such a crazy and a happening, sector of real estate. How are you finding it? And then coming into the wellness journey?
Well, in 2004, at that time I was working for Sony Broadcast, so I'd kind of transitioned into working for one of my clients. I got this call from somebody saying, I'm starting a real estate company, and I was, apprehensive, thinking, okay, there's a lot of money to potentially be made, but it's a commission-only job. Freehold had just started, but I did take the plunge and ended up working in real estate till about 2017, and that was really, I would say, the best years of my life. Again, just selling Dubai off plan, the Palm, Emirates Hills, Meadows, where we are today. It was just a phenomenal experience. But then I still had that itch, as I told you earlier. I had that itch for personal growth, mindset, learning to, just that whole sort of body-mind connection, why we're here, the meaning of life, and having like a deeper purpose. So I decided to, while my son was really small, still in real estate, I went back to university for 2 years part-time to do a postgraduate degree in psychology.
Wow.
And really wanted to pursue that field.
Now, this is a very amazing part that you just, that journey you took for psychology.
Yes, it was just a burning passion, just wanted to have more meaning. I mean,
what made you go into the psychology side?
It was just something from really a young age. I just always remember, just being drawn to, again, people's, understanding people's emotions. Why are we here? Like having a deeper understanding to human behavior. So I did the degree, still stayed in real estate for a while, but then decided to open my own practice, which I did. I then did many more certifications in NLP, healing, many different modalities, because I wanted to kind of steer away from mainstream psychology, and really truly help people to delve into themselves, why they're actually exposed to maybe circumstances in their life, and start to understand why are they attracted to certain types of relationships, why do they end up in certain circumstances, because my belief is there are no coincidences. Some of my clients in the past that I used to work with, I keep attracting the wrong men. I just go from one disastrous relationship to another.
Exactly.
I even move country, but still attract the wrong person. It always goes back to what are you giving out? What is it in you that's actually attracting those people? So many people initially say, well, no, there's nothing wrong with me. It's all of them out there. Mm-hmm. But when you start to work on yourself and build your mindset, proper boundaries, then the dynamics begin to shift, and you'll see that those type of people really start to disappear, and you start to attract the right people in your life.
Amazing. I'm enjoying every moment of the way you're explaining this, because this is a very, very natural tendency where you take the blame off you and go ahead and not want to change from within, and I know so many of my high school friends who are exactly in the same place where we were together.
Yes.
But I think some people are waiting for the trigger or something that happens in their life that they go inwards. How do you find yourself, Nassima, different at this stage, the transition before you dived into wellness and psychology?
I think myself, again, I went into, especially when I did the sort of master certification in NLP, I went in myself to, get the certification to help my clients. But it actually changed my own life. I didn't realize that there were so many aspects of my own life that I needed to perhaps unravel, work on, and I became a far more resilient person. I really empowered myself through doing that work. And now, I'm helping my clients with that too.
Amazing. I think when you work on you and when you sort out, and that is when you're in the perfect position to then mentor, because you exactly know where they're coming from.
100%. Yes.
You
100%.
resonate, and they are able to trust you. I feel like that trust is so important with your client, and when they can entrust you with their where you come in as a solution provider. So are you also at the same, just wanting to understand, you're in the real estate at the moment, right?
No, that's long gone. So 2017, I left real estate and then started to pursue opened my own practice and then took it from there. But it was in 2019, 2020 that I realized, as a practitioner myself, I thought, gosh, in Dubai, when I moved here, 26 years ago, everybody was a personal trainer. Every sort of, mum out there or, single person was a personal trainer. Today, every second person you meet, probably you meet as well, is there's some kind of coach. They're either a business coach or a health coach, mindset coach, and the list goes on. Just in this small city that we live in, it's just full of coaches. So I created a platform called Holistified.
Yes,
so Holistified is a platform that supports, coaches, therapists, wellness experts, not just based in Dubai. We have members that are based internationally as well, and we're there to support them with, first of all, being found and seen on our platform. So I wouldn't say it's a directory, but it's more like a list of, verified experts, because again, that's a whole other topic. There are many people that go on like a 2-hour online course and then call themselves a healer or a coach, and that's very sort of dangerous or potentially dangerous, avenue for wellness seekers to go down. And yeah, I know personally people that have gone on these, courses, haven't got a clue, and they're then, have hardly any experience or knowledge, and they're, trying to resolve somebody's very serious, emotional or mental problem.
Of course, yes.
So Holistified really is a platform where you can go on as a wellness seeker and find trusted, experienced wellness experts within, the whole sort of 8 pillars of wellness: physical, mental, emotional, and the list goes on. I also myself now have kind of stemmed away from coaching individuals when it comes to their, relationships or, emotional situations, and I now empower coaches, therapists, and wellness experts to build their businesses. So that's a passion of mine, because I do come from a business background.
Yes.
So, a lot of these people, when they qualify as coaches or therapists, they're great at what they do. However, they don't have any experience when it comes to selling, marketing, organizing themselves, systems, automations, etc. So that's where I come in. So that side of my business with Holistified is really there to empower all these experts to grow their businesses.
Yes, Nassima, I really want to dive deep a bit about the managing the marketing and the business structure of side. And I think that is such a huge demand, because people and entrepreneurs are looking for that, stability, to have someone manage this landscape. And I want to know more about this.
Yeah, well, like I said, you could be an expert, therapist, coach, an expert in the wellness realm. But when it comes to running your business, you need to be an expert or become an expert at selling, marketing, accounting, and all the rest. So it does become really overwhelming. So with, the way that I help my clients is really to structure everything for them. And like I said, just to help them to understand that it is all possible if you have the right help and if you organize and have the right systems, etc. So Holistified really has an extensive sort of back end to it, where we have an amazing software that helps all of these experts to have their calendars, automate their marketing, SMS campaigns, their invoicing. Everything is just in one place. There's social media, content management, everything is just in one place. So yeah, I mean, my journey now has kind of evolved to really helping these wellness entrepreneurs who really work from the heart. They have gifts to share and their expertise to spread, and it's about really helping them to take their business to the next level. Yes.
Amazing. I want to know, like, first of all, like you said, it is so difficult to understand because every second person and everyone has really come into the coaching industry, and I love how you have verified, like put a blue tick on your platform, so people can like trust and they can absolutely reach out to the tailor-made coach that is resonating or aligning with what they're looking for. What's next? Like what else because I think that you have so much amazing energy and getting the right people on your platform. So what is it that you are for 2025? What is it that you have in mind or you want to create the awareness? And
well, that's a great question. So in 2024, and again, I believe in, just putting yourself out there and believing in good that's about to happen. So, say a year or two ago, I was pretty much on my own. Yes, I have a support team, but I am the sales, I am the marketing, I am coaching my own clients. And I got approached by Forbes Middle East. So they just sent me some inbox message and, as an entrepreneur, you're like, okay, who's this? Is this serious? Is this a joke? And it ended up being Forbes Middle East saying, we would like to partner with you. We would like you to become our wellness partner for all of our summits for 2024. So it was a fantastic opportunity. We gave the opportunity to our experts to basically lead a number of wellness workshops for the healthcare summit, the sustainability summit, and there was the women's summit in Saudi Arabia. And then again, this year we've been invited to basically support them with all their wellness initiatives. So really working with such a big name, and we have
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really kind of helped me it's kind of given me that reassurance that what I'm doing is the right thing. So when it comes back to corporates, they get inundated. We also work with Visa, we've worked with Al Futtaim as well, doing all of their sort of wellness initiatives, or some of them, not all of them, whereby we do, online wellness initiatives. It could be a workshop on parenting, on diversity and inclusion, it could be on stress management, and the list goes on and on and on. So what we're doing is we're supporting our wellness experts with being exposed to these amazing corporates. And number two, we're really helping these corporates as well, because they get inundated. Like they all have, most of them, the big ones have, say, chief wellness officers, or they have somebody in HR that's in charge of, conducting wellness initiatives internally, and they get inundated by all these really excited coaches that have just maybe qualified, saying, can I come in and do a talk about, I don't know, stress or parenting, or I don't know, motivation,
productivity,
whatever.
Enhancing, yeah.
So they basically have, no joke, one of the chief wellness officers told me that he had literally hundreds of emails in his inbox every day by all these coaches saying, they have a purpose and they want to spread their gifts, but they don't have time to, check out their credibility. Are they qualified? What are their qualifications? Did they do the courses that, would be, accepted, by them? So we cut out all that noise and headache. So when our corporate clients approach us, they know that, if we're going to do a workshop on, whatever it is, diversity and inclusion, they know that the person that we have there to lead that workshop is qualified and is a holistified expert. And
the specialist in that field.
Yes, perfect. Exactly.
I think that is so much in need. That's like that is a beautiful requirement now, with all that that is just being bombarded. And I think that is fantastic. And the Forbes Middle East is just beautiful. That experience, it is amazing. How did you find that working with them, and what are your thoughts?
Great opportunity. I mean, the events were fantastic. Our experts were obviously happy because they got the opportunity to be exposed, for all the 6 summits that we partnered with them for. And for the upcoming one that we have in a couple of months, it'll be the same thing. So again, it's about creating that brand credibility for myself and Holistified, that, not only do we help our experts, so it's twofold. There's 2 audiences. There's the wellness seekers out there, the corporates, they're seeing that we are credible, and we're also helping these wellness experts to be seen, to be found, and to get these work opportunities.
Amazing. So what is it that you want to share with your listeners? Like, if someone is looking to get sessions and wants to, pursue and find the right person, and because some people don't want to heal themselves, or some people are not sure what is it that they are looking for. So what are the steps that they need to do, and how can they get in touch with you? So because this is really important. Like you said, they are bombarded with so many people who are not authentic, or they're not sure. So what is the way?
Well, that's a very good point. I mean, a lot of people that work in wellness are not very, let's say, wellnessy, because it's kind of, like real estate. Okay, there's money to be made there. So some people do come into this field saying, okay, there's a lot of money to be made there. I'm going to, start an Instagram. I'm going to sell courses, but they're not really aligned with the true purpose of what they're doing. So that's one aspect. To answer the second part of your question, when it comes to people needing help, again, I've gotten phone calls or emails in the past. Can you speak to my husband, help my husband, or my mother, or my sister? No. If they don't realize themselves that they are ready to go on a journey to progress and resolve certain issues, then no, we can't work with somebody that's kind of been sent to us, because if they don't know that they have an issue that needs, where they need a solution to a problem, then there's no point. Yeah. So when it comes to people who really are invested in their growth and their well-being, yes, they can go on our website, holistified.com. We have a chat option on there as well, and then we'll connect them with the right expert for them.
Amazing. So anything else that you are planning on to do? Because you said that when you were very little, you wrote your book. So I think that you have always been into journaling, writing, and that was always in you.
Yes. Again, I don't think for 2025 there's going to be enough room for much else. I mean, we're really growing our corporate wellness division at the moment with all the requests that we're getting from corporates. And really for myself, it's about really spreading that impact, helping as many wellness experts and coaches as I can as possible. So yeah, many exciting programs to come. It's not just about being on the Holistified platform, but it's about, giving my time and, spreading my expertise with wellness experts that need to grow their business or want to grow their business but don't know how. So I've kind of been there. I've learned many lessons. I've been ripped off. I've had, VAs disappear, take passwords, website crack. I've done it all. I've seen it all.
Oh my God.
So
those are such relevant challenges and issues that people literally give up.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So, through my own experience, as they say, when you want to work with a coach, whether you're going for personal training sessions in a gym, yes, you could go to the gym on your own and reach your, whatever target you have on your own, but it might take you, say, a year, for example. But if you work with an expert in that field, then you could get to the same destination, but cut out all the learnings and the mistakes.
Yes.
So this is really how I help my clients in terms of, don't, for example, I don't know, share passwords with a VA online. There's so many do's and don'ts that, lots of my clients are like, oh my God, I didn't realize that. Okay, so there's a lot of pitfalls along the way, but working with an expert kind of cuts all of that out, and they can just get to that success quicker.
Absolutely. Like just that example, metaphor that you gave, when you're going to the gym by yourself, right? You might even injure a muscle, or, you might like do a bad tear and then you wouldn't be able to come back to the gym in a long time.
True.
Similarly, like just when you're experimenting by doing something new, you definitely need a professional by your side.
100%. Yeah, it's a bit like doing an online course as opposed to actually, being in the classroom with a lecturer that you can ask questions to. So it's a different dynamic. It's still doable, but again, a lot of pitfalls, failures, and learnings. And I think I've done enough learnings, and I'm now sharing them with all of my clients. Yes.
And Nassima, I also feel that you must have been supported by a beautiful, community or family, and because you need. Like a lot of people have all these visions and things and they don't pursue it. So I think, was it your own inner drive that you just said you have to do it? Did you have the support like that, strength?
Well, always support. My family always support me, but I would say that, they all work in different different fields, so they don't actually understand specifically what I do. So I think it's just the journey really has been really an intentional journey on my own. And sometimes I do wake up and say, like we all do, why am I doing this? Why don't I just go and do a 9 to 5? But no, I'm definitely meant for something else, and
Yes.
I'm enjoying the journey.
What would you say to people out there who want to do it and cannot?
You mean they cannot because they're fearful, or they cannot because...
Maybe they're not getting the feedback, the positive pump, which usually is the case from to get that support. Because of that lack of support, they're giving up on their dream. They're sticking to that monotonous job, and they're hurt inside. They're not fulfilled, and they're in that lack.
That's a very, very good point that I was just discussing a day or two ago. So, if we all have a dream, that means that we're capable of that dream, right? There are people that go, 30, 40, 50 years in the same job, and they don't really they're just very content where they are. So if you've got that dream or that itch to do something more, it means that you're meant for more and that you're capable of more. So again, everything, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but everything is the other side of fear, right? We don't feel like doing things. It's a normal thing. Our body and our subconscious mind always wants to keep us safe, right? So nobody wants to get up at, 6 a.m. and go to the gym, or, stand in front of people and people might laugh at them because what they're saying, doesn't make sense. It's all scary. It doesn't really get any better, but you just get used to doing it. And then, you just kind of shrug off, or you just become sort of tone deaf to the people that are not for you.
Tone deaf to the noise that is not serving you, that is not pushing you to that destination that you want to go.
100%.
Do you believe in manifesting? Do you believe that if you have something in your mind and you want to do it, and then it automatically comes to you?
100%. I wouldn't say it's automatic. I would say that manifesting is really intentional, because it takes just as much effort in our minds to worry about what could go wrong, right? So imagine if we use that same energy just to think about what could go right. So it's really about retraining and reprogramming our minds. So the more that, again, there is work to be done. I'm the first one to say, standing in front of the mirror in the morning and saying, I'm great, my life is beautiful, I'm going to make XYZ money. That's never going to happen. It has to be, you have to really kind of live in again, another cliche, but live in that feeling.
So I think you're right, just not manifesting in an empty way, but backing it with intention.
100%. So it's really about having that innate belief that everything is possible, or what you want is possible. And again, teaming it up with taking that inspired action every day. So some people just think, you can just, chant a few words like you were saying, that it's just going to happen. No, but you have to take that inspired action every day. It doesn't happen, scrolling on your phone or watching Netflix, or, having all these doubts in your mind and then you just sit around and wait. No, you have to take that inspired action and really have that innate belief that you deserve. So a lot of people, they could have all the qualifications, all the experience, but if they don't believe deep down in them that they deserve, then it never happens. So that's why you have all these amazing people that have these, big problem with, say, creating wealth or abundance because they're not in tune with it. So again, it goes back to, how come, such and such a person is not as qualified as me, not as experienced as me, and they're doing so well. And look at me, I've got all these qualifications and experience, and well, I haven't really done very well for myself.
Yes, this is such a common problem
Yes.
and an issue for everyone, and so many.
Yes.
I hear this so many times. And so, Nassima, like, what does your day look like? I mean, I'm saying, I want to, for those who want to steal some, charisma and, want to feel the energy of this powerful woman sitting and so beautiful, handling single-handedly so many amazing talents. Are you very punctual with time? Do you have an organized agenda a day ahead? Like, how does it go?
Interesting question. I think my life's changed dramatically over the years, because I think that the more we work on ourselves, the more it's reflected through, our lives, our work, everything that comes into us. So I think I'm very different to say what I was maybe 10 years ago. Again, it's a very cliche thing, but I'm up 3 days a week at 4:30. I'm in the gym at 5.
No way.
But that's only because I really want to, again, I would like to hope that I'm a hands-on mum. And if I want to, have a good, push it, working, 5, 6, 7 hours during the day and give my time to myself, my clients, or the work I'm doing, expanding, you can't be going to the gym in the afternoon and missing out time with your children and having that time. So really for me, it's about, what is the quality of my life? I always ask myself that question. If it's going to be like a rat race and stressing myself out and, constant, battling between, okay, am I spending time with my family? Am I doing things for myself and my clients? Then for me, it's really not worth it. It's about really structuring my day in a way that I have my time to work, and then I can enjoy time with my family. It's still, as I'm sure for you, it's still, I think where we live in Dubai, right? It's all about go, 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 go. But again, I think my business is reaching, and the target is really to help as many people as I can, but really reduce the amount of time that I am personally spending with people.
Yes.
Because I can,
keep it on autopilot.
Yes. So that's where I'm headed this year, hopefully. Yes.
Absolutely. I think it's so important where you are having the ease of knowing that your business is being managed without always you being involved, because that is also that's a responsibility at the back of your head.
100%, yes.
And you want everything in your own hands,
100%. I mean, my clients are all dependent, on me. I'm guiding them, to where they want to be in their businesses. We have the platform. There's only so much that one person can manage. So yes, so waking up that 2 hours before everyone else does help. And my aim really is to structure. It's about really structuring your work around your life as opposed to structuring your life around your work.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I think there should be like some quotes just taken out from this podcast, because so effortlessly you've just said this. And what about sleep? Like, how do you manage to get that beauty sleep? Because sometimes, like you said, if you're waking up 2 hours before.
That's a very good question. So I'm wearing a hoop today. So I just invested at Christmas on this device. Really has changed a lot for me because I used to be quite a night owl. So again, putting more effort into working, spending time with family, then going back on the laptop at say 8 o'clock at night, and then before you know it, you're researching some obscure thing online to do with, I don't know, building your business, and then before you know it, it's 1 a.m. So I got this monitor to monitor my exercise and my sleep, and it's really been a game changer. I need to be, for the 4:30 alarm clock, I need to be asleep for 9:30.
Absolutely, I know.
Yeah, so I've really structured my day now that no matter what happens, I'm asleep at 9:30. It's a bit boring because I'm a bit of a nighttime person. I like to socialize and meet people, but
so where are our get-togethers going to look like? Because I'm going to invite you at a 9:30 evening.
It will happen, but it's only 3 days a week. The rest of the time, but again, sleep is
Oh,
more of a
yes.
priority. And I was thinking, okay, how is this going to work? But you'd be amazed. I leave the gym at 6 and I'm actually, pumped for the whole day. I thought I'd be like half asleep at 1. No, but if I'm getting that 7-8 hours, it changes my whole day.
Oh, wow, that's a beautiful transition, because I happen to suffer from the same issue, being late awake at night.
Yes.
And believe me, if you don't get that sleep,
No. I know the older I get.
aging, or what is it?
Well, it's true. The older I get, I've been reading all these things, sleep. But it's amazing the transformations that you make, in your mental energy, physical energy, if you do get that good quality sleep. I used to think it was something for like really old people, but no.
Yes, I think you need it more now.
I think so, yes.
Yes.
So that's kind of my next step for this year is training, sleeping, and automating as much of my business as I can to basically help and impact more people.
And just the last thing that I want to talk about is, like, a lot of women, especially who become mothers, they try to give away their dreams because they want to, give that quality time to their, priorities. And most often that does not seem to be the best answer, because they just miss so many years on those precious years being wasted. And how do you feel? Like, I think that the children will appreciate you more when they see their parents, pursuing their dreams.
100%. Yeah. I agree with you. So I think, for my business, my daughter comes home from school and she sees me at my desk. But the great thing is I can jump up, I can go spend time with her, come back to my desk. But it's just a great balance. So she's seeing me, pursuing my dreams and being ambitious, but I'm not answerable to anybody else. So that's
Absolutely.
yes. So, but there is always that struggle, right? As mums, managing a home, you're like, okay, do I take the stable income and do the 9 to 5, or do I pursue my dreams? But the answer for me is always pursue your dreams, because you just never know where it's going to take you. And it'll take you, if the intention is there, it'll take you to far bigger and brighter things.
Wow, such golden nuggets shared by Nassima. And we try to cover as many things, because there's not enough time to capture so many more things I want to talk to you about. But in the end, Nassima, how can the listeners get in touch with you if they want to connect with you for their managing their profiles or the one-on-one coaching? How does it go?
Well, you can find me on Instagram, so it's Nassima, Nassima.Menari, Menari.
Yes, so I'm also going to be putting that in the captions. And what about the business side of things? Everything is on that Instagram. That's how they take
Yes, they can find me, they can find Holistified on there as well. Everything that, I help my clients with is on that page, yes.
How did you come up with this name? It's a beautiful name, Holistified.
Well, the term holistic, right, is sort of bantered around a lot. But yeah, Holistified, it means that it's just, again, it could be to do with business, it could be to do with any aspect of your life. So if you're holistified, it's in the past tense, so it means that you are complete. So health, business, anything that you want to achieve, once you're holistified, you're kind of done.
Wow. So on this note of Holistified, is there something else you want to leave with the audience as we have entered 2025? What is it that they should do to really get up, and if they're thinking about something and what is stopping them, how can they, just something you want to share with them?
Well, I would say the main thing that people always, the hot topic is fear, right? So, it's 2025, it's maybe a new year. No, it's a cliche. Most people start the new year with wanting to do new things. But if you let fear stop you, then you're never really going to achieve what you want. So just think on fear is very different than danger, right? Danger is you're crossing the road with your child and there's a bus coming and, your heart starts to pound because there's a danger you might get run over with your child. That's danger. Fear is a figment of your imagination. That's it. So depending on our childhood experiences, you know, everything that we've been exposed to, you know, I'm sure you've seen people, some people are fearless, right? They go and do all these ventures and they have absolutely no fear. And it's because, well, it's a learned habit, right? So as babies, you know, growing up, we only cry when we're hungry, cold, or hear a loud noise. But all these other things, fear, self-doubt, you know, thinking on what could go wrong, these are all learned thoughts, you know. So again, once we start to overcome those, you know, imposter, you know, these, you know, intrusive thoughts, then everything is possible. And if we just, even if they do come, right? So, I mean, everybody has these thoughts like, okay, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work?
Absolutely.
But,
all the time.
Yes. But so what if you fail? You're going to learn, and you don't know what, you know, what's on the other side. So again, fear is just a figment of your imagination. If you can overcome that, then wouldn't it be sad to think on all these dreams that you have, and maybe in 5-10 years you haven't even tried, and you'll never know what might have been.
Amazing. And I want to add something. Akua, a beautiful guest that came last month, she said, make friends with fear. If we can learn to just understand this whole fear dynamic and try to embrace it, and it can be overcome in this way. Don't be scared of it. Try to, you know, like they say, keep the enemies closer. So be their friend.
True. Well, it's just it's let's just say it's a friend, but it's a friend that we can very much achieve to ignore.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So everyone, I think the last part is just so powerful, where you have said that fear is just something that is not danger. It's something that hasn't happened, and it should not overtake us and stopping us from pursuing our dreams.
100%.
Wow, lesson for 2025. Nassima, I want to thank you so much.
No, thank you, Samira, so
much. It
much.
has been an absolute beautiful pleasure to have this fantastic guest. She is a work of art, and her care to care for everyone around, and just doing so much. We need her, and we're going to have you back, and going to
thank you. Looking forward.
Yeah. So thank you so much, and see you next time.